Alrighty, well, today has been a very interesting couple of days. So, I went to the Armageddon what they call it, the preview night on the Friday, and I mean, it was overwhelmingly positive reception. I am genuinely thrilled, as it were. I'm very happy with the way it came out, and so what I'm going to do now is just a bit of a mini debrief on the costume before it starts to deteriorate anymore, because as well as I tried to make it, some things are just not surviving as well as I hoped. Some are surviving better than I hoped, some not so much. Alright, so the belt was very good. Majulis have survived quite well, probably mostly because of the heavy coat of gloss acrylic varnish I put on it. The buckle, not so much. I hate metallics, and metallics hate me. Even though this has had 4 overcoats and 2 polyurethanes, it's still chipping off in places, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's hitting my belt buckle, or my primary belt that's actually holding up my pants, because this is not holding up my pants. I've got a little bit coming off here, which is disappointing. That looks like it's gone right down to the undercoat again. It hasn't split though, so my method of gluing custom wood together is ace. And the jewelries haven't come off, so my method of gluing polystyrene to material via a craft foam intermediary is excellent. The shoes have lasted better than I expected. Considering this was an old pair of gardening shoes, which I was using for gardening because they had almost worn out in every other way, they have done very well. They had started to split on the corners, which is not unexpected considering the sharp angle. This one is the worst. I've successfully repaired it with hot glue and adding another layer of craft foam in between, and the hot glue is also strengthening up a bit. This is I may have mentioned this earlier, forgive me, it's late, I just want to do this before I forget. I've hot glued an old courier bag into the tongue, just to act as a dry lubricant, so I can actually get my foot in there. As it is, they're very tight. I have to use a shoehorn to get my foot in there. They have loosened up a little bit since I've been walking around. You can see some of the paint is starting to come off where the shoe bends. It happened quite quickly, but it doesn't seem to have spread anymore, which is quite nice. So they should last the entire 4 days of Armageddon. I'm pretty tired after coming back from Starboy, which was really good. I am impressed. I took a punt, and yeah, it was a good little show. Very ambitious. I particularly enjoyed the girls on the suspended silk scarves. You know, they climb up them and roll themselves down, etc. Anyway, back to the point. Back to the main event. Soles of Worn. I completely expected that. Who's looking at the soles of your shoes? The people that are watching you walk away, and they've already talked to you, so who cares? The tongues have done very well. I deliberately did not seal the craft foam because I intentionally wanted the paint to soak into it to avoid the previous problem I had with the paint just flaking off. Now, because it's soaked into there, this could bend all day long, and those graphics are not going anywhere, which is fantastic. I will have to remember that trick. Okay, the gloves. The gloves have done extremely well. I was a bit worried they might start to come off where they're attached to the knuckles, but no, they have been amazing. I can't say a bad thing about the gloves. They have not frayed in the corners where the articulated bridge is. The foam, there's bits where the paint has started to come off the foam. There you can see it, where it just rubs against my body or whatever. No real big deal. I could just touch that up. Fantastic. Very, very fantastic. Okay, so yeah, both of those are done very well. Comfortable to wear, not too hot. Have a reasonable level of manipulation. Not so great when handing out the cosplay cards I made, which I may have a couple left to show you. Yes, the foam does like to attract... Ooh, that's not good. I shall have to get a paintbrush on that. Huh, why don't I do that? Oh, no big deal. Perhaps the paint. Ooh, that's interesting. Huh. I wonder whether the oil paint has started to degrade the upholstery foam. Because I mean, this is just low grade stuff. This is not expensive. Something to think about, perhaps. I'm hoping you can hear me. I am hoarse from trying to talk to people over music. On to my baby. My baby. He's so gorgeous. Oh, I love my baby. He's been really, really good. I almost stuffed up the mouth. I thought it would be a great idea to give him a second lip around there. Unfortunately, it made him look like Ronald McDonald, which was shocking. My nose is done okay. I need to quickly give it another couple of sealers just to stop just any more chipping coming off. I most likely will just have to repaint it at some point. That's not an enormously big deal. The eyes have been great. I can see out of them quite well. The right eye is a little bit bigger than the left eye. I don't know whether that's just me or the costume. It's probably just me, being maybe right-handed. I prefer to look out of my right eye. I'm just weird. I do ride snowboard goofy, if that's an indication. Oh, inside. The hair has been good. I just tacked it on with hot glue. I intentionally did not slather it with it, because I wanted the hair to stay reasonably flowy and free. Same on the fringe. It's just tacked on the middle. I've left these bits sort of flowy and free because I didn't want to mat it down. 90% of the time you cannot see the edges. The ears are beautiful. I do have to bend down when going under doorways. For the expo, that's only maybe 2 doors in the whole thing. The goggles have been amazing. Everybody likes the goggles with my iridescent vintage 90s Duracell schoolbook covering. Let's get inside the head. Come on, Bob. Bob was my bust. Bob the bust. Hello, Bob. Hello. One thing I did not anticipate is paper mache is wonderful and all, but it is still paper, and paper likes to absorb moisture, and your breath, my breath, has a lot of moisture in it. So when I got at home after the preview night, only after dancing, well, walking around the first hour, taking a 2-hour break, then dancing and whatnot in the last hour, the nose had become a bit disturbingly soft. So I dumped an enormous amount of PVA glue in the nose and got the hairdryer on that for a good hour, then stuck it in the hot water cupboard for the night. It seems to have stabilised it somewhat, but I do have to be mindful. Yes, I intentionally did not seal the inside of the mask with the oil-based sanding sealer I did with the outside, because I was a bit worried any residual fumes could be hazardous to my health, i.e. hot. No air, no fresh air plus fumes equals fainting. And being a skinny guy, that is a possibility. Foam pads, fantastic. Very, very comfortable. The chin rest was a revelation, because I can keep the whole thing on without adding any ballast in the form of lead weights or bags of stones, which reduces the weight. Even though this thing maybe weighs 400 or 500 grams, I wouldn't want it weighing a gram more, because you jump up and down in that a few times and your neck starts to feel it. I have a wood chip in my ear. That was from the Starboy concert. A memento, perhaps. Yes. Oh, excuse me. And my baby. I love my baby. He's beautiful. So tomorrow, if I have energy, I'll be running around again, maybe for a couple of hours. I just went and bought a 4-day pass. It worked out about $15 a day, which was the cheapest rate. That way I can just come and go as I please. One interesting thing I have discovered is when you dress up as something awesome, you make friends with all the security guards. They loved me. I could come and go as I please, and they just smiled. Which was very, very nice. What else should I debrief on? Oh, the jacket. I had my darling mother. This is the only bit of sewing on the entire thing. This is a New Zealand Scott Base branded jacket. I could not make something this nice. I made a patch and put it over there. Even though that is not technically correct, it was quite good, because when people say, "Oh, you're awesome, who are you?" I can just go, "Kazma!" Excellent. They can Google that and they can find out all about it. The cards. I shall show you a card. A card. Yes, I made some cosplay cards, and someone said it was a good idea. Yeah, you can email me if you like, whatever, if you can bother pausing the video. Made some with the back. Seriously did not have time to photograph myself, nor is anybody I know really competent at making nice photos, so that's just the Figma I based it off. Tip for printing duplex cards. Don't use 300 GSM. If you use an inkjet printer, they can, well, mine at least, mine's a decent Canon, has issues of feeding it through 100% straight 100% of the time. So drop down to 200 GSM and you should solve that problem. The pants were fine. My awesome second-hand shop skinny jeans, genuine Levi's pair. With we had a already pre-made a giant pom-pom / rabbit tail, so that's just safety pinned on. I mean, most people don't notice it, so yeah, I'm not going to make the whole big furry one. This was fine. Yeah. Right, let's go talk about this. For the masquerade, I had quite a good idea of making a backup mask for when I just got tired of wearing the big one. So I made this Papakuru / Papercraft one. This is a net of a splicer mask from Bioshock / Bioshock 2. Don't ask me which one, I haven't actually played either. So yes, I basically printed that out, spent 4 hours putting it together, both halves of it. The original one comes in a bit more, looks a bit more sinister. I filled it out to make it look a little less spiky, and I sort of trimmed the jowls a bit to make them look really stroopy, and added some red pen to sort of approximate the eyes of Kaz here. My apologies, my camera just ran out of video recording. Yes, so eyes and Xenos. And this was a godsend, because when it was too hot or too crowded to wear the big one, I could pop this on and people were still impressed about this one, and they were genuinely interested to see how I made this. So that was quite nice. I could walk around that and people still got the general impression. So yeah, if you're walking around in a full animal costume, consider making a secondary masquerade mask that you can walk around and breathe and see out of. The most important being breathing. It was nice walking around this. I could see where I was going, but I couldn't do any shopping, as it were, because I couldn't see any real detail through the eyes. I think that about covers it. But I love my baby. He's my baby. He stayed quite white. Got to watch out. The little kids love to try and touch him. I have to sort of gently push their hands away. Yeah. Overwhelming success. Is that Q Portal 2 theme song? Have I missed anything? I don't think so. Armageddon has been quite good. Can't say I bought much. Oh, I'm being tickled. My favourite crafter, Jenna Adam, was back there. And she had my ninja bears I wanted very much. Of course, no resemblance to Finn from Adventure Time whatsoever, no resemblance to Jake from Adventure Time whatsoever, and no resemblance of Thor from Avengers whatsoever. I love them. Oh, there's so much. She was $10 for them. I reckon she's asking too little for them. Because I was in another store and they had the official Jake and Finn from Adventure Time, and they wanted $40 a piece for them. I reckon these are nicer. These have more creativity in them. And they're handmade. They're handmade. I think that's about it. I'll probably spend more on parking and food than I have on actual merchandise, which is kind of strange for me, because I usually blow heaps of money at Armageddon, but not so much the last 2 years. Times change, I guess. Yeah, it's me, Master Gravitron, with my baby, signing out.